feel good.
Welcome to The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko, the show that brings you man-on-the-street interviews, celebrity guests, groundbreaking research, and heartwarming stories about the reasons we smile. Our show is also known as everything you've always wanted to know about dentistry, but were too numb to ask. Hello, I'm General Dentist Dr. Kvitko, and thank you for joining me today.
The following views and opinions do not necessarily reflect those of this station, its staff, management, or parent company. To hear a replay of this show or one of the great shows that previously aired, log on to thereasonswesmile.com or iTunes, keyword Dr. Kvitko or The Reasons We Smile. Listeners should not use Dr. Kvitko's comments and advice in place of an actual dental exam.
Brighten your life with a smile that shows the professional touch of Dr. Kvitko.
Time now for The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko. Call 459-9769 to discuss your dental issues. Now, here's your host, Dr. Kvitko.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Reasons We Smile. I'm Dr. Kvitko. This is episode number 613. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. In the studio with us today is Melissa Thomas St. Clair, and we're going to bring her on in just a second. She's a patient. She was in a terrible car accident on January 25th. And we're going to talk about the results of that and how it's affected her life and how it's affected her smile and her teeth. Before we get started, let me remind you, if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, it's at Dr. Kvitko. And if you'd please go to my office Facebook page and like us, that would be awesome. It's Dr. Kvitko and Associates. All right, all past episodes, complete with video, are available at thereasonswesmile.com, and we're streaming live on Facebook. Now, a little note about the streaming live, or rather the being able to see the video, is during this show, I will be showing several photos that Melissa provided of her both before and after the accident, and even photos of her crushed car and her crushed mouth. And and so even if you're listening on the radio today, you might want to go to thereasonswesmile.com on Monday or Tuesday, and so you can see the photos that we'll be describing. Okay, also, I want to remind people that you're going to have a chance to win free flowers. They'll be from DeSantis Florist in about 10 minutes. And all you have to do is listen a little bit. We'll make the questions relatively simple. If you've been tuned in at all, you'll probably know the answer, and you'll get a chance to win those free flowers. Okay, so let me just introduce Melissa Thomas St. Clair. Sorry, I said that wrong a minute ago, Melissa. Especially since Mr. St. Clair is here, right? So, yeah, Melissa graduated from Eastmore High School in 1992 as a varsity letter earner in basketball. She earned a bachelor's degree in elementary education from Capital University in 1997 and began her teaching career with the then Columbus Public Schools, now Columbus City Schools, in 1998. She is currently a 7th grade math teacher at Champion Middle School in the Columbus City School District, as well as a volleyball coach and basketball coach. We'll probably talk a little bit more about your background as we go, but let's bring you on the air. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me, Dr. Kvitko.
It was really nice of you to come. And for those of you that haven't met Melissa, her breathing's still a little bit labored,
yes,
because your airway was crushed.
Right, correct.
So January 25th was a fateful day for you, and you had left, you'd gone to dinner with some friends,
correct,
right? You're
correct.
heading home, and before you know it, you were broadsided by a drunk driver.
Correct.
Right. So, and we'll just mention that you two had had a couple glasses of wine, but you weren't considered legally impaired.
Correct.
The other driver was, and but you weren't wearing your seatbelt just by. Why was that? Because you said you always wear your seatbelt.
I wear my seatbelt faithfully, and I could not tell you why on this particular day I didn't have it on. I think it was proximity to my house. I was also distracted by being on the phone, and I didn't put it on, and I am living the regrets of that today.
Right. So one of your messages that you want to get out is always wear your seatbelt.
Always
right?
wear your seatbelt. Always wear your seatbelt.
And when you said proximity to home, something like, I want to say 95% of accidents that happen within 5 miles of our own home. And the reason is because that's where we spend most of our time.
Right.
So we think, oh, I'm just around the corner, I won't wear it. But sure enough, that's where the stuff happens, folks.
Absolutely. I was probably 3 to 4 minutes from my home.
Wow. Yeah. So that's one message you want to get out. What's the other message?
Well, absolutely. We have so many different alternatives to driving when you want to go out and have a couple of adult beverages and enjoy yourself. that's not the issue. The issue is making the conscious decision to be a proactive driver and using different forms, Uber, Lyft, call a friend, call your husband, call your spouse, or just don't drive at all. And I would definitely want people to also understand that number one reason for a lot of accidents now is not just drunk driving, but distracted driving. So I want people to understand that being on your phone, putting on your makeup while driving, eating while driving, there's so many different forms, texting while driving. You've got to be conscious of yourself and other drivers so that no one else will go through what I went through.
Okay. And we're going to talk later, but you commissioned a movie to be made about this episode, and you're now, I think you're taking it to schools, right?
That's my goal.
Okay.
I want to make sure that young drivers understand the impact of when they're on the road so that they can live a long life. My goal is to get it to high schools around prom time.
Right.
And then wherever else that this message can go and help others.
Okay. So let's talk about your labored breathing. Your voice box, or rather your airway, was crushed. Tell me about, you told me a certain number of ribs were broken. Give me the rundown.
I suffered from an aneurysm. I had face lacerations. I had oral damage, as we'll talk about. I had my vertebrae 3 through 7 was damaged, and that's where I had to have spine fusion surgery. I was paralyzed on my left side. I had rib fractures and other lacerations.
Wow. And one of the other things she mentioned, oral damage, was not from the accident, but from the first intubation to do the surgery, the ENT doing surgery, kind of trying to get you intubated, and it was an urgent need because you needed to breathe, kind of wrenched 3 or 4 of your front teeth outward, right?
Yes.
That's how it started. And then,
Yes.
And then at another urgent, maybe in this one even more of an emergency reason to have intubated you, they actually snapped off one of the left of the 4 front teeth.
Well, after the emergency surgery, I was in the hospital for 46 days. I was released on March 11th, and then 17 days later, I couldn't breathe, so I had to go back to the hospital because I had stenosis. And it was that surgery that damaged my teeth the most. I did have oral damage from the accident, which you put on my braces.
Right. That was
And-
the laceration in your lip, too, right?
Right. And
Yeah.
then that damage was not as extensive as it was when I had the emergency surgery in March. And after that surgery, the tooth was so damaged that the nurse actually pulled it right there in the room.
Right. The surgeon had fractured it up inside the jawbone, and I can't. When did I come to the office? Was it your hospital room? Was it after that one?
It was after that emergency surgery. You came to the hospital room, I think 2 days later, to survey the damage.
Yeah, and it was so loose I could tell it was broken, but it was still hanging on because we had it glued to the orthodontic band on it with a wire, right?
Correct.
So the little elastic was still attached.
Correct.
And so then when you got out and came to the office, we took an x-ray, and sure enough, the rest of the root was up there. So it's not just straightening your teeth now. Now we're in the process, we're straightening them. We're trying to close the gap, get the width just right to be even with the other lateral incisor, so that once we have that correct, then we'll be able to place an implant, and then we'll get a crown on there, and it'll hopefully look like it never happened, right?
That's my goal. My smile actually was one of my biggest assets. So I really appreciate you taking all the time that you have.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. In fact, one of my questions, I'll just throw it out now, is how important are your teeth to your overall happiness and well-being just in general?
If you gave me a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say probably 20. It was my mother. I had pediatric braces, and so my mother really invested in my smile.
Right?
And it was just something that really held my confidence.
Okay.
I really took to my smile. It was why I've been with your office for about 10 years.
Right.
So I've really invested in my teeth, and I've kept up on that. And so I will say to you, when I woke up from that surgery and I saw the damage, it put me in an instant depression.
Wow.
And it is something that I struggle with when I smile to this day, but you've gotten it far from where I was. So I am getting better, but it definitely, I'm a teacher, and I want to greet my children every day with a warm smile.
Right.
They've been so good to me and very empathetic. but it's still something I struggle with, and I can't wait till this is a finished process.
Okay, well, me neither. I mean, I hope that we'll get it just right.
Absolutely, I know you will. You're the best.
Well, thank you. So, and I will say that as much as important as it is to you, you've been very forthcoming with photos showing the damage, and some people would not have wanted those photos out there, and so I compliment you on that.
Thank you.
You've embraced what's happened, and you accept what's happened, and you know that it's going to get better, but you haven't just locked yourself in your room because you don't have that tooth back yet.
Yeah, with the strength of prayer, my family, and my support system, I wanted to make sure that I use this journey and be full transparency. I think that with this journey, if I'm not transparent, I won't be able to help others.
Okay.
So I want to make sure that from the point of impact to the point of this radio station, that I'm full transparency and I am able just to share the highs, lows, and in-betweens to help others.
Okay. Well, I believe you made a really big impact on the people that came to your event. Melissa, it's really cool. She held a Celebration of Life event. What was the date? It was just, 3 weeks ago?
Correct. September 14th.
September 14th. And celebrating her life and thanking people in her life. And it was just, I was honored to be invited, and even more honored to have come and got to experience what you put on there. So you have a loving family and a lot of loving friends, and it was like being a fly on the wall, so it was great.
Well, I thank you for coming. You were a big impact on my life for this journey, so thank you.
You're very welcome. So it looks like we're just about time for us to go and do Dr. Kvitko's question of the day. So let me just remind you, if you've been listening or if you're just tuning in, Melissa Thomas St. Clair, she's here with me. She's been through a terrible car accident. One of the results of that was one of her teeth was broken, not from the accident, but from the surgery to open her airway. And so, but then at first it was just pushed outward, and then at another surgery it was actually broken. So that's the thing that you need to know. Okay, before we do Dr. Kvitko's question of the day, we'd like you to listen to this.
This station will not be held liable for any contesting during The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko. Participation in the contest allows Dr. Kvitko to record and broadcast your name and call. One winner per household. Prizes are non-transferable, cannot be substituted, and are subject to taxes and fees. This station cannot be responsible for the inability to enter the contest, whether due to equipment malfunction or telephone difficulties. All decisions of Dr. Kvitko concerning this contest or eligibility are final.
And now it's time for Dr. Kvitko's question of the day.
Okay, and I just noticed that the photos weren't scrolling on the video. So for those of you listening, it'll be halfway through the show before you start to see all these pictures Melissa sent me. I'm so sorry, but they'll start scrolling now. Okay, so the question of the day is, my guest today is Melissa Thomas St. Clair. We've been discussing how a serious car accident affected her smile. What is it that happened to her smile? During an intubation, her ENT surgeon made her teeth more crooked or very crooked. During another intubation, her ENT surgeon actually snapped off one of her side front teeth, breaking it off halfway up to the root, or C, all of the above. All right? The winner's going to receive free flowers from DeSantis Florist. They'll be delivered to your place of business this Tuesday afternoon. The number to call is 614-459-9769. That's 614-459-9769. So go ahead and call now.
You won't believe it though. I wanna hear your mind, and there's nothing else in the world tonight. She said, people don't take the time. Hey, people don't take the time.
Hey, what's going on? It's Keith Carlos, winner of America's Next Top Model and star of Chocolate City 2. You can look for my smile courtesy of Dr. Kvitko on the CBS television network, where I play Danny on the hit soap opera The Bold and the Beautiful. Stay tuned to The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko, the world's most interesting dentist.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kvitko, general dentist and host of The Reasons We Smile radio and roadshow. Did you know that you no longer need to visit several different dental professionals to get more complete dental care? We handle everything from cleanings and orthodontics to restoration, implants, and smile makeovers, all in my office. Get the most advanced technology and procedures available today. It's more complete dentistry.
Visit worldsmostinterestingdentist.com for more info about Dr. Kvitko.
Dr. Kvitko! Let's go! Hi, I'm Johanna, and I've been a dental patient at Dr. Kavicko and Associates for over 10 years. I would really recommend Dr. Kavicko for your family's dental care. They're friendly. They're always there to help me. I feel like family when I walk in the door. It's clean, it's comfortable. Even if I have to bring my kids, they have a great playroom for them. I know when I'm with Dr. Kavicko, they are taking that extra time to make sure that I'm going to be the healthiest I can be. They've been great. I love them.
Call Dr. Kavitko and Associates today, 614-262-9588.
Hi, this is Richard Simmons. Dr. Kavitko's here, and he's going to help you with all of your problems. Are your teeth yellow? He can fix that. Are you missing a tooth? He can put a new one in. How is that?
That's very good. Thank you, Richard. Okay, we're back. We don't yet have a winner, so the number is 614-459-9769 if you want to call in and try to win those free flowers from DeSantis. 614-459-9769. It's a very simple question. A couple of things that happened to Melissa during her surgeries to have her airway opened up is that her teeth first became crooked, and second, the surgeon actually snapped off one of her teeth. All right? So we're going to leave the phone lines open, and you can call 614-459-9769 to answer the question. Okay, so before we keep going, let me just remind you, if you're just joining us, I'm Dr. Kavitko. This is episode 613 of The Reasons We Smile. In the studio with me is Melissa Thomas St. Clair. She had a terrible car accident January 25th, and she has had several surgeries. How many surgeries so far?
I think I'm up to my fourth. And I'll have another one October 24th.
Right, so coming up in 11 days.
Yes.
And what's your biggest consternation about this next surgery?
Well, this next surgery, they're going to be cutting my vocal cord to open up the airway because I have what's called vocal cord dysfunction, where my vocal cords are not opening on their own. So the draw that you hear in my voice is me struggling to get air through.
Right.
So my biggest concern now is that with this surgery, my voice sound could be altered permanently.
You might sound like me instead?
My ENT describes it could be a very airy or breathy voice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so kind of like I sound now, but just maybe a little lower pitch. But
okay. Have they told you why you're needing so many surgeries? Why is it taking so many attempts?
Well, what happens is I have the scar tissue, and when your body's trying to heal itself inside, it rescars.
Right.
And so as it rescars, then I'm getting these scarring that's blocking. It was in my trachea. They fixed that with mitomycin. But now it's actually on my vocal cords at this point.
Okay, so it's growing on the vocal cord, which is taking up space in the airway.
Correct.
So in the mouth, we get something similar. It's called granulation tissue, where whenever there's some kind of infection or something out of the ordinary, like a cracked root or something, the body tries to heal it, and it grows this irregular gum tissue called granulation tissue. So it's probably the very same thing.
Absolutely. Okay. Granulomas is actually what they called it when it was in my trachea.
Okay.
When it was in my trachea.
It's the same stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so sometimes we'll have a tooth where the person has an abscess, and it was so long standing that there's so much granulation tissue. Just doing a root canal isn't enough because that tissue's still there.
Wow.
So we have to do the root canal and go in and clean out all of the granulation tissue, pack bone in the hole that it made in the bone, and that then heals. So now I know what you're having done.
Yes.
So let's see. So during the event, you had a bunch of these photo scrolling that we've talked about then, and was it painful you to look back and see how nice your teeth looked before the accident as you were gathering these photos? Was that
it absolutely was. Again, I really prided myself on my smile, and to see the damage, the original damage was not as bad, although hurtful to see when I was in the hospital for 46 days. But it wasn't that bad. And then when I came into your office that original time for my braces, you made me feel so confident and that this was going to be a pretty seamless process. But after that emergency surgery, and you'll see, the viewers, you'll see the actual damage that was done after the surgery. It was devastating. And then when I did a side-by-side picture I think that I had to take a moment, and when I say a moment, not just that few moments, but a few days and weeks to kind of actually inhale and exhale what's going on.
Mm-hmm. And since you're having trouble inhaling, that was really hard, right?
That was touche.
I shouldn't make her laugh.
That was pretty good, Dr. Kavitko.
So on one hand, you mentioned that you didn't want at the event, at your celebration of life, you mentioned that you didn't want this accident to define you, right?
Correct.
But you are you're working to make sure that other people don't have to go through this.
Correct.
Right? So it is still going to be a big part of your life, even though you're moving on, right?
Oh, this will probably be something that it will be something that's a part of my life for the rest of my life, and that's because this is a message now that I have a responsibility to get out.
Okay.
When I won't let it define me in a sense that it's not going to hinder me doing what I was doing previous to the accident. I love to travel. I love to be athletic, and I love to get out there with my girls in the hardwood. So this accident definitely is not going to put me in a prison.
Cool. That sounds good. Looking at the clock, looks like it's time for us to go to a break. I'll remind people, if you want to win free flowers from DeSantis Florist, 614-459-9769. 614-459-9769. The answer is pretty much all of the above. But anyway, we have to go to a break. We'll be right back. You're listening to The Reasons We Smile, and we'll be right back.
You can't take me as I am, not just a little bit. I don't know who to be. I'm a faithful cup, baby, of the sea. I know you see it too, 'cause you're too much for me.
This is Clark Kellogg. Stay tuned for more of Dr. Kavitko.
Estás escuchando con Dr. Kavitko aquí en su estación favorita.
Hi, I'm Dominique Reichert. Like what you hear? Why not use the show to promote your product or service by becoming a sponsor? Call 614-262-9588 to learn how. That's 614-262-9588. Call now.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kavitko, general dentist and host of the Reasons We Smile radio and roadshow. I've been honored to help several famous people get a perfect smile, like Keith Carlos and Dominique Reigart from America's Next Top Model, and Ted the Golden Voice Williams from right here in Columbus. Isn't it time you had a celebrity smile? It costs less than you might think, and most of the time, it can be done in one visit. A new smile can make a world of difference.
Visit worldsmostinterestingdentist.com for more info about Dr. Kavitko.
I'm Grandpa, and I go to Dr. Kavitko, and I still have all my teeth. Real ones. Where's my glasses?
Okay, we're back. I'm Dr. Kavitko. This is The Reasons We Smile. We have Melissa Thomas St. Clair in the studio. She was the victim of a serious car accident and had her airway crushed and has unfortunately sustained some tooth damage from that process, but she is working hard to move on from that and to help others as we move forward. And also I wanted to mention that you have a master's in education from Ashland University, right up the I-71, right?
Absolutely. In 2009, I earned my master's degree in education leadership. And then I earned in 2018 my master's degree in education technology.
Okay, awesome. So that's exit 186 if you're driving up I-71. It's where Grandpa's Cheese Barn is.
Oh, okay.
Made that trip many times. I'm from the Cleveland area, a little town called Twinsburg.
Yeah, I know
So we would go
Twinsburg.
back and forth to Twinsburg.
I have an aunt in Twinsburg.
You do?
Yeah.
Cool. Yep, grew up there. My wife grew up there. My brother lived there till last year. So Twinsburg is...
Are you a twin?
No, but I was in my class of 30-some kids. There were 3 sets of twins.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just weird. And it had nothing to do with anything. You know, you don't move to Twinsburg because you're a twin, but it just so happens that there were
Right.
several. So let me just... and you mentioned that you like to travel at least 3 times a year. So every 4 months you're on a trip?
I try to be.
To the ocean, somewhere at the beach?
Absolutely. It's usually at the beach, for sure. I am an avid traveler, and because I'm an educator, I have that
Oh, yeah.
flexibility in the summer to get out there and see some sunsets across the world.
Well, that sounds cool. So I'm jealous right now because we've been pretty much dealing with moving our house and not having a lot of extra time. But we'll get to that maybe next year.
Okay.
All right. So you have a message for people listening, and we're coming towards the end of the show. So let me just make sure I give you a chance to get that message out. What is your message? What do you want people to know? What do you want people to take from your appearance on this radio show?
Well, I thank you for this. I really want, my biggest message is just to be proactive when you're driving and think about yourself, think about others more importantly. You don't want to alter somebody's life. My entire life has been altered along with my family's life. And you don't want to place somebody. I tell everybody, I'd much rather be in my shoes instead of me doing this to somebody else. I could never have lived with myself. So please know that anytime you take a sip of alcohol and you decide to get behind the wheel, you're making a conscious decision that you could change the life of somebody or take the life of somebody. Also, please remember that your phones and any other distractions are not worth taking somebody's life. So be a proactive driver, think about others, and always wear your seatbelt.
Awesome. And just so you know, and my wife always listens, and she'll be happy to hear this. It's made an impact on me. I'm much more careful. I used to head out with my seatbelt not yet on because I was kind of in a hurry, and I'd put it on like heading down the road.
Yeah, a lot of us do that.
I don't do that anymore.
I'm so thankful for you saying that. Thank you.
So see, you've already made an impact on me.
Perfect.
And I'm doing better about not trying to be distracted with my phone. I'm still guilty at times, but I'm doing a lot better.
That's honest and that's fair.
Yeah. So, all right. So, the winner of the flowers is Joyce, and we'll make sure that those get out on. I think they go out on Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday afternoon. So let's see. Timing wise, looks like we're pretty much out of time. Am I right, producer? Got a few minutes? Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so we'll have a little bit more time. When do you have? Do you know when you're going to be presenting your what you want to get out, your movie?
Well, I'm going to be reaching out to high school and to any high school administrators in any district. If you'd like to have someone come in and speak to your high school students that are going to be around prom time or any time, and you want this message to come out, I'm more than willing to come and share my message. On my next upcoming surgery, I'll be having another tracheotomy, which was kind of devastating news. However, I want this to be something that will save my life so that I can continue going out and sharing it with others. I am middle school as well. I think that anyone can be saved by this message.
Right, and we're gonna make you. We made you one. We're gonna make you another one. What we've done is we're making like a Cluzel-Guard splint. It's hard plastic, so that she'll have that in her mouth when her surgeon is intubating her this next time. So we won't have any more broken or wrenched teeth. It actually worked the second time, right?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So after he broke a tooth, it was like there must be something we can do, and we made this appliance. And so at least she has that comfort of knowing we're not going to have any more wrenched or broken teeth, right?
Yes, Dr. Kavicko, I tell you what, you're a genius, by the way, because I was so worried, and when I woke up and there was no damage, I said, thank goodness. If you don't have a dentist out there, guys, you guys get to Dr. Kavicko. I gotta tell you, not only is he so sound in his profession, but he's so kind and so nice. He genuinely loves his patients, and I thank you for that.
Oh, you're very welcome, and I actually do, and I'm glad that you picked up on that. All right, that looks like that's all the time we have. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Dr. Kavitko and visit my office Facebook page and like us. It's Dr. Kavitko and Associates. Remember that all past episodes, complete with video, are available at thereasonswesmile.com. Be sure to tune in next week and every week right here on your favorite station. Goodbye.
This is Carly Red from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the hit show on VH1, urging you to tune in next week with my dentist, Dr. Kavitko.
If you're interested in learning more about this and other dental health topics, go to thereasonswesmile.com to access full episodes of Dr. Kavitko's show.
If you'd like Dr. Kavitko, the world's most interesting dentist, to speak at your next event, please call 614-262-9588. That's 614-262-9588.